Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. What showers the light on everything is yourself, your true self. It even showers light on the sunlight, on the states, waking states, dream states, sleeping states. We are not aware of it, we are it. We have just not to listen to the mind which makes distinctions and separations. So one has to keep quiet. And not a state of quietness, I repeat, a moment of quietness stolen so that the self reveals itself. Then it removes the ignorance, the so-called ignorance that the mind produces. Even though that game of knowledge and ignorance can still be seen, can be apparent, but it's a game that is not under the control of anybody. It belongs to the body and mind, to every story of the body-mind. If the mind argues too much, it's better to expose it. Because you see, it's true, we cannot take much this kind of sayings, maybe not so understandable, and yet it becomes very clear when you don't listen to your mind. So don't hesitate, because it's the only trouble, if there is any trouble. It's the talk of the mind, which is taken for real. So one trusts it, and one is engaged in it, and one makes effort not to be engaged in it. All these complicated loops. Yeah. what you are, you cannot know. So, oh, strange, we say, I'm a girl, I'm this, I'm that. What you are, you cannot know. So if you can say such a thing, it means you speak of an object. Something speaks of an object. So the search is really when you have not heard that you cannot search for who you are because you are it already. It's even a product of your own real nature, this search. Once you hear that, there is a kind of, it's experienced this way, a too powerful attachment due to beliefs, due to attachment, who cares, of the appearance, too much ancient. One carries very ancient beliefs. So you have not to search for who you are. You have just to recognize that whatever is experienced, whatever is felt or known or sensed, it's not who you are. It's much easier in a way. It is more dramatically radical, but it's much easier.
Something that I want to expose in the mind.
Yes. You hear?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Something to expose in the mind is this loop thing has been happening of like, prove it. Could you do this under certain circumstances? Could you really apply this under this one particular circumstance? And that's what the mind keeps presenting to me.
Yeah, but to understand you mean prove that I indicate,
you're not the body.
You are not the body.
Yeah, so it's been happening.
Yeah, for me the proof, for me there is a amazing proof is that whatever you can describe cannot be you.
Right. So, and I trust that, and this is what the mind is presenting.
Yeah,
because
sure.
It's a phobic thing, right? So I keep having nightmares, for instance.
Yeah.
And thoughts that come in at certain times of being trapped, being buried alive in a box. No, being trapped under a building that's collapsed.
Yeah.
Until I die. But I won't die for many hours.
Yeah.
But totally trapped, can't move, can't...
In the dreams.
Yeah, in the dreams or the thoughts. And it's like a thing that says, could you do that under those circumstances?
You
Because-
have to do that.
Right, you have
Under
to.
the
Right,
circumstances.
you have to. There's no other way
There
out.
is no other way to escape,
Right.
otherwise you are
Right.
scratched.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Maybe we need this urgency. There is something with urgency, you see. So, of course, when Master says the desire for freedom has to be there and the priority, what does it mean? It means this desire is so unipointed and so focused and strong. So what does it create? Urgency. But in time, urgency is rarely known except when there are like these dramatic things suddenly. You see, time doesn't produce normally that. It is past, present, future. So how to create to oneself? Well, the monks in the Western culture, they were meditating on a skull just to remind themselves of their death, which could come at any time. They are like that. Some have this anxiety of death. Some have this anxiety, I cannot live anymore this way. And it's true that something has to create a fire which will not take care of details, you see. And life is a lot about details. So what you say, how can I reply to what you
I
say?
don't know. I just wanted to say it, I guess.
Are you agreeing that dreams are not more meaningful or important than the waking state?
Because it's
It's-
happening both. It's happening both in waking
Yeah,
state and dreams.
yeah. It means there is a fear. There is a fear, no? Which presents itself in many ways. But which fear? You have to hear that you are already that. So it's not a question of will I have time to be that. You are already that. Just allow yourself not to grasp your mind. And you see, if you do it now, at once, a split second, you will love it. You will love it. And so surely that will, I say, that works. That will remind you, especially at the urgent times. You know where to go. That is means not going anywhere, but you know. You know, it's not like you are still searching. This is an absolutely great gift, the biggest gift you can give to your life. You see, I was very touched when Papaji told me, when I met him in 1986 with Mukti, he was telling us, he was very thin. So I said, oh, how come? And he said, well, a month ago, I felt that I am dying. And what is the thing is that, so It was a fact for him. So he had not suddenly, what shall I do? I have now to apply what I heard. No, he knew very well what to do because he was himself, the real self. And the only thing is that he put himself in a proper attitude of the body and mind against the wall so that nobody finds him lying and falling on the ground. I mean, you know when something urgent happens, you know what is to be done. Mm-hmm. You have not to search at that time. And that's why it's so important to offer yourself this moment of urgency at any time, because that, surely, that will guide you. Mm-hmm. And if you are still wondering, then really come to satsang and hear what you apparently don't hear. You have to solve this anxiety. You have to solve that surge, not in the way of habits, but in knowing that you are yourself. So don't search. So don't listen to your mind, it is the same, because the search is presented by the mind of a person.
Mm. Some of this remind me of old fears, very old, deep fears.
Yeah, that's why you are here. Huh? The fears in a person makes him go here and there. And if you can name the direction, why you fear, eventually you understand it's because I fear to die. This is the main thing, or to disappear.
More pain in the body.
Or to suffer, yeah. Something which is concerning this body or mind. Oh yes.
But when this comes up, just don't think, or...
But don't take it anymore, because it makes you search. You see, if you have a fear, you want to get rid of it, you want this, you take a direction. So today, since you know that fear, or I remind you, belongs to the past. And what is past? It is this body-mind is past. It has a story. It will have a story till you die. Yeah? So the fears belong to a person that we call the one you think you are, that you describe.
It comes, my mind will say, but if something really bad would happen to the body, really painful to the body, would I be able to follow this wisdom then?
You will surely have moments of suffering. And maybe there you will be lucky to have something which quietens down. But you will surely, if you have been loving this, what you hear, in truth, surely we'll have moment of complete relief, even if it is a moment, you see. It's like this, for that Nisargadatta Maharaj was a very good example. So he's amazing because he speaks differently. He said that he was in pain. He was in pain. I am not there yet, I cannot tell you. But surely it must be like that. But I tell you also, that's why it is said to realize yourself, do it. It's easier to do it when you are not too busy with pain in the bodies or in the emotions or in the mind. So that you are a bit disengaged, because pain engages. That is true. But if you realize yourself, okay, it's like this now, but there is something which cannot be touched, and you will have the wisdom to just, what to say, okay, you suffer, and yet.
I was very touched by I was not there, but the story of Durga, what I heard.
Yeah. It was very amazing to watch what I say. Yeah. But that's what I say. Realize before your last breath. And I can say that to those who come to satsang, because if you come all, it means you want to hear this. You can take it. So take it then. Take it.
Satsang tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
You here?
No. So for now I'm kind of state.
In a state.
In a state.
Yeah, the body is in a state.
Yeah. And the mind in the state.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
For now I don't like it because but I don't like this state now. I mean because I'm in satsang and I feel it. I'm a little bit, some kind of sleepy and something is happening, but I don't want to...
But this body-mind is only states, so
Yes.
that you will not have a body-mind without state.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise you die. There is nothing. It will always have states.
Yes.
Okay. You are not this body and this mind. I think I heard it yesterday from you, that it was clear.
Yes.
So what happened? Where did you go? Since yesterday, since you speak, you threw it already in the garbage of yesterday. What happened? What was today more attractive to listen to? You're not liking to be in states, but then you want an impossible thing. This body-mind will always have states.
Yeah, it's true. I want to another state.
Yeah. No. Yes.
I'm more waking.
Yes. Yes. An enlightened state.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's easy. You drink some salt water for 2-3 days. You make a good sattvic diet for a month. You will be in an enlightened state, and you do it a month later to continue it, and then that you will be happy then. There are tricks for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want an enlightened state, you have this kind of
No.
little practice.
I understand now. I need to drop.
You are
Okay.
sleepy, take your coffee. Yeah.
Few weeks ago, if I'm correct, if I am correct,
Yeah.
we spoke about the last, this is the subject we talk now, the last moment of the life, the death.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, you said it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
And then all this talk now brought to me because I remember Papaji said, the last moment you should be only with Ram.
Yeah. It's the same. It's the same. If you know yourself before death, as we can just know oneself now, your mind may be still busy trying to breathe or whatever, you see. But you are with Ram, you are with yourself. It's when you still didn't realize, then you have to go back, try to apply what you heard.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah, it brings me to the story of Ramdas when he had the stroke. Then he saw that he was not realized after all. Yeah.
Depends. Yeah. And that coming death can create the urgency you delayed in your life, but that can create, and then this is a blessing of satsang, of to have like to hear, you are that. Whatever circumstances are there, you are that. Then you may suddenly apply it, you see. But if you are realized before, don't worry about your mind. One is busy when he dies. The body wants to survive. So,
The one who did it will know because he will be unshakable.
yeah. You cannot control much this body-mind, especially if you have heard that it's not about the body-mind. That has to be your, it's, I would say conviction, but it's more than that. Very strong conviction, unshakable. And that becomes unshakable when you love more and more, and then you know it's the truth by yourself. Mm. That's why I speak of strong background. Allow yourself not to have just an enlightening insight, and no, let it be your fact, you see. Because enlightening insights are blessings. It's like the golden carrot, suddenly you just bite it a bit, but it's a visit. Make it your fact, your only fact. Like that, like that. Hmm?
Ganga. So, so it's not possible to making effort. I mean, I need to make effort. I mean, I need to explain. I mean, what I think, what I feel, what is here.
Yeah.
But it's not possible to making effort for this.
Yeah, exactly. But it's because you exposed your effort that you start to understand also.
Yeah. So it's,
Yes, you are right. You speak beautifully. It's not possible to make effort to be yourself.
but I need to do. I mean, I need to.
No, if you were not listening now to your mind, you don't need to do anything.
Yes.
Because you listen to your mind.
This is why I need to do. And what's happening, you know, because it's tricky. I mean, before, when I speak before. Just I tell you something,
Yeah.
you reply me, and it's done. So
Yeah.
you know, but it was the trick because I'm not enough vigilant before.
No, you have not heard enough that it is not through the mind. Even though I tell
Yeah.
you like this now, you
Yeah.
will say, yes, I understand. Yeah, I hear it. I speak English, you too. We speak English, no?
I understood.
Yeah, and yet you don't hear it
Yes.
fully, at least.
Yeah. This is what.
But that's why we have to come to satsang. When I heard my master at first, I thought I understood everything. And up to the last time I saw him, I was still understanding better.
Yeah.
So imagine the same words.
Yeah, yesterday this is what you tell me always the same words.
You like those words so much that you want me to tell it again and again. But when I tell you, where do you go? When I tell you, don't listen to your mind. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm just I don't go with the mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you keep quiet here.
Yes. It's very funny.
Where do you go?
Yeah.
No, I like. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay
yeah,
to say
yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny. But where did you go?
Because
In the mind.
yes.
It's still
not
innocent. It's okay.
No, it's not funny anymore. It's the mind.
This is the thing. This is the thing. You were hearing? Look, like really well. And then, but not even a minute after. This is the thing.
It's always the same.
Huh? Doesn't matter. Again and again and again and again.
No.
Ah!
Never again.
It's up to you. Never again. Somebody has a paper and a pen? Ah, oh yeah. Just a pen.
Tattoo.
Just a pen. Enough. And what's the date today? Eighteen? And you don't clean yourself for 3 days? I mean, this part.
I like this tattoo.
Das. Okay. I know. And you, so that you don't forget about what it is. It's a good tattoo. It's really when you come to this point of not again, it's enough that it works. But then you have to honor your own. Nobody else will do
Yeah,
it.
because yesterday I was
Yesterday!
disappointed.
Yesterday!
And
You bring yesterday! There is not even today. Yeah.
Can you speak about complete surrender of the mind?
To speak
Speak
about,
the complete surrender of the mind.
then the mind cannot speak. He will lightly speak of the weather and of potatoes and of music or whatever, but he will have no other subject.
I just want to think how the mind
But that's why there is satsang. I don't know how a seeker could do without satsang. I don't know. You see, the mind has all the time to go back to its source, all the time, till the surrender is there. And he will try hard. That's why, my dear father, looking at outside, and this and this and this is still in satsang? I said, yes, Papi. And he was wondering, it's just for that, it's not about hearing, it's about finally this mind is subduing and it's gone. Hearing, it's quite quick to hear. So you see how understanding is way not enough. Of course, understanding has to be there, the mind has not to be a confused jungle, clarity has to be there, but to keep quiet, to not to allow all the time the mind to be the master, has to be essentially there. It's not enough. Knowledge is not enough. Yeah.
It feels like this period of my life brings up the necessity for sincerity.
Yeah.
And I see that my life so far from the beginning actually was colored by anxiety.
Yeah.
Anxiety could be explained in stories, but
Yeah.
basically it was about will I have the physical strength and the fire to make it. And I understood it for long, will I make it to the next day? Will I come?
Yeah.
And this comes up very strongly with the never-ending work, will I get? So last week I woke up in the middle of the night in anxiety, and I asked myself what to do now. And then I heard, I am dead.
Yeah.
And enormous strength.
Yeah.
And total clarity that the self is who I am.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very clear. And could also see that everything starts there and ends there. And what was striking for me is that the place of the life that in normal I always give all my attention to the life was just a fraction.
Yeah.
Just a fraction.
Yeah.
And it was so, wow.
Yeah.
So such relief also. It's not, of course, I live, so I live my life.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's not about the life.
Yeah.
No, just
Beautiful. Now live up to that. What to say? You have nothing else to see. Just.
It's the only thing I just express is just because the mind is so full of practicalities all the time.
Yeah.
So don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry.
No.
Be practical the moment you need, and know that the essential is what you realize. Somebody is not very happy there. About cars?
No,
Anna.
tonight.
The what?
The lady with white hair.
Yeah, but it's about what?
About the party yesterday. She doesn't want to have the noise.
It's okay.
Ganga,
Yeah.
I saw today that the thoughts and
Bit louder.
the thoughts and the words and the feelings, that it all comes from there.
From where? Okay, tell me. Yeah. Okay,
And there was a moment of it's really only not following.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. So now you know where to go back if you still have feeling I go away. You know where to go back.
Yes,
Okay. That is the gift of your life. And give the most importance, the most preciousness to it. Love it. Be attracted by that. Very lucky. You can speak like that. if you have any question to ask, please you can do it. Yeah? You are shy or you don't have? Okay, fantastic. It's great. And you? No.
Maybe I expose something.
Yeah, sure.
It's about, I don't know, more and more I'm engaged into practical things. Like,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I can see something like I start a movement back with that, or it's too much, or and it's like I want to relax into nothing. I don't know. I try to express myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Just to go with the practical thing, not to think. I can see I'm thinking more and more. I expose my mind.
Yeah, sure. The mind multiplies quickly. Yeah?
Goes with wisdom.
You know, you can offer you some holidays with the mind to finish off your things, but at some point you say, okay, it's enough, and then you have to play with that. What to do? What to do? Or you have to live a life of a yogi in a cave, but it's not the case. Yeah, it's not the case. So don't worry about that. Does it remove anything from what's real, from your own self?
No, it's just take
Time.
just take
But you cannot decently also claim that if you had nothing practical to do, you would all the time stay in which state?
yeah.
Isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah. Maybe it's like this. It's happened to me. Maybe it's not to continue way. Somewhere. Yeah.
Take it more lightly. No, I don't advise also to have all your life to be so busy. I say that I'm myself very busy. But, I mean, give some space for this and that. What to do? Yes.
I feel this like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like push and pull, like, okay, I stay there, and if I don't catch the next thought, I catch the next thought, and I
Yes.
still feel I have to let it sink deeper, or I don't know why it doesn't click, and again I get engaged, and again I go back, and then I forgot again,
Yeah.
and it's
It's
like,
because all this happens to I. You speak of a seeker, old seeker, who now also something new, but still it happens to whom? Tell me. So, what is to be done here? Is it this realization, it will happen to I or not? No. It will happen when you see that those movements belong to the mind of somebody. And it's not about it, it doesn't matter, it's like that. I am not that. And you don't know who you are, but you abide there. You want to ask more, Chantal? Oh, you are happy like that. Is it all clear?
No,
No. And why don't you ask?
because I don't even know.
How to start? You start with one. With one thing.
I'm still with the thought that it's too difficult for me.
Yeah. Then what it will mean for you? If it is too difficult, means you will not come again? You will not try?
That's one option. That's one option.
Yes.
It's going on.
But then try this one. Try this one and then see if you can bear it. If you bear it, maybe you find your way. And if something gets clearer about it, you come back. I think it's better. You are always welcome.
Yeah.
But I want to see from you to be clearer. To be, you see, you have to see that. I find that it is very difficult to be happy in the world. The contrary, I find.
Contrary?
I find the contrary.
Ah.
I find it more difficult to be happy in the world. You see? Now I'm happy in the world because I'm happy otherwise. So see it that way. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.